So, what are the three main ways that you handle asynchronous code in JavaScript and Node.js? There are three basic ways, and we're going to cover all of them. Okay, one is a callback function. That's the most basic method, and it's the one you're probably familiar with. In some ways, it's the easiest way, but I would say it's not the only way, nor is it the best. Okay, so number two, you can use this then and catch. I guess you could call them functions. And they're pretty self-explanatory. We're going to go through those. And then there's the third way, which are these new keywords, async and await. We'll define our function with async, and then inside of our function we can use await. Now, another thing, there is another way, and that is to simply use the synchronous version of the function at issue. For example, read file, it also has a synchronous version. And there are many, many of those. And you may run into situations where it will serve your purposes to just use that one. I did run into that one time where it was better to use, not with read file, but with another function. Okay, well, let's start here. Here's a callback. Oh, another thing, guys. I have down below in the video description, I have the links to all this code, and you can go to these links, and you can get the code very quickly and very easily. And it would just be code np node promises np1 np2, right? And this one, I think it's all the way up to 6. It doesn't mean there's 6 videos, but there are 6 links to separate bits of code. You can get that right away. So, okay, what do we have here? We're in a Node environment, and here we want to read a file. And so here's our callback, right? Here's our callback. And here it starts and it ends. And if we run it, we can see here before, we're going to log this before, and then we're going to do our asynchronous operation, right? And then we have after. So you might think that after is going to appear after we're going to before we go any further, we're going to read this file, config.json. And config.json, it has these 3 objects here, and each one has a subject: gross revenue, employee salaries, expenditures. So we're going to read that file. Now you may think that after will occur following these text fields, right? But let's try it. But in fact, we can see that we have console log before, console log after, and then we have that. All right, well, so that's the basic asynchronous nature of these particular functions. And this function is asynchronous. Not all Node.js functions are asynchronous, but quite a few of them are. So we loop through it. Now, what if we just took this here? Now, JSON parse is synchronous. It's not asynchronous. And this for loop here, that's also synchronous. So let's say we do that. Let me just do this. Now what's going to happen? Sure enough, before, and then our data, and after. All right, so there we go. The callback, Pretty straightforward. Next, in the next video, we're going to go on to using then, and we can do then, and then we can chain our thens together, and finally use a catch. We can also use even a finally. We can even do this. Well, I'll do that in the next video.